Hello, you beautiful peoples of the internet. It's me, as formerly now, I'll be Cheapskate Gaming News and Tech channel. I'm letting go of the Digitroll Foundry channel, and we'll see how that moves on from here. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a new setup going on here. After I built my PC here, my first ever PC build that I've done. I haven't quite finished doing the video on that. Still buying bits and bobs to go with it. Anyway, enough about that. I hope you're liking the way things are set up. I know the lighting's a bit out. The webcam, I've got it on a zoom at the minute, so that's going to give a little bit of a fuzzy look to it. But all those are things that I will be sorting out, hopefully, in the future. Anyway, let's go on to today's little topic, which is the debacle, which was the pre-ordering for PS5 and Xbox Series X, Series S. So, as far as I can only go off what I experienced myself. I see a lot of other big tech tubers, YouTubers are all kicking off there on the internet about it all, but I'll start with the PS5 because that came up first. So we watched the conference on in the evening, and then it was said the next day that we'd all be able to pre-order one. Now I know in the US everything went a bit mental and they started doing pre-orders there and then, but in the UK I was always planning to buy from Amazon. I had an email through from Amazon saying that 9 o'clock in the morning, be ready to get your pre-order. So I actually woke up early for a change. I wonder why that was. So I was there on the Amazon website. I was there before, probably about 8:30. I think I logged into the Amazon website, make sure that the page is all up. So of course you get to 9 o'clock, you start refreshing. You're on the PS5 pre-order page. There's no PS5 on there, but you start refreshing. You start refreshing. 9 o'clock come. 9 o'clock went. PS5 didn't come up. So I kept refreshing. I was like getting a bit worried at this point. I was like, is this gonna actually happen, or are they sold out, or what? But anyway, it actually, for me, it was about 9:05 where the PS5 came up. Now it was only the one PS5, which is the disc-based version. The disc-based. Why am I struggling to say that? The disc-based version of the PS5 that came up. I couldn't see the digital only. Fortunately, I didn't want the digital only. I wanted the disc-based version. So came up in stock. I already signed into my account. Pre-ordered done. As soon as I pre-ordered, thought I'd better put this on Twitter to let people that know me or my friends know that it's going up. So that was that. So my experience with the PS5 pre-order was pretty fine. If you were there at 9 o'clock, now if you were there at 9 o'clock, you would have got one. But of course, I understand that a lot of people are working at the minute, and 9 o'clock is one of those sort of times where you're just arriving in work, or you're still travelling to work, or maybe you just haven't got the access to get on your phone or on a PC or whatever device you might use to get on the internet. So I can understand there's definitely a cause for concern there regarding maybe the time that Amazon put up. Maybe it would have been better maybe to even wait till 7 o'clock in the evening. Maybe that would have been a bit fairer for working people, etc. So I didn't go into any other websites for PS5 because I know by about 9:30 they were sold out on Amazon, and I had already pre-ordered mine. So happy job, I was done. Happy, didn't have really too much of a negative thing to say. Now, just out of shits and giggles, I wasn't really wanting an Xbox Series X, but I thought, shits and giggles, we'll have a look at the at how frustrating or not frustrating it'll be to order a Series X. So I wasn't really there for the morning on it. I kind of forgot really about the Series X because it was never really on my mind. It's not something that's going to be a day one pre-order for me, in my head anyway. It was going to be something that might get featured on down the road. I've got the One X over here which is fine for now. And of course, I've just built the PC behind me. It's not a monster PC by any means. It's but it'll do 1080p, 60 FPS. I can play. In fact, I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator installed on it. Works fine. Anyway, back to the story. Back to the Series X story. So I thought, okay, so it's sold on Amazon, so they must be selling well. Let's just see if I can find one. So, going around the interwebs, I think it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it wasn't, wasn't early by any means. So I popped over to Game Store's website, because I'm just going to move the mic here. So what I was thinking was the deal that they've got with where you're paying monthly, and I can't remember what it's called at the top of my head, but it's like some sort of Game Pass. I'm going to call it Game Pass Plus or something like that, where you get Game Pass Ultimate and a Series X console, and in here in the UK it's around about the £28 mark, which you pay that over 2 years, which, well, you take into account that about £10 of that is going for Game Pass Ultimate, so you're paying £18 a month then for the console. So it actually works out cheaper to do it that way than buy the console and buy the Game Pass Ultimate. Now, I'm currently subscribed to Game Pass up until, I think it's like March next year, something like that. So I'm alright at the moment. I don't need to worry about my Game Pass subscription. Anyway, so I thought I'd pop in the Game Store, so it goes on the Game Store website. They're all up on there, available to purchase by the looks of things. I thought, well, let's try this this subscription monthly payment thing. So I click on it, puts me in a queue, and it says you've got to wait in this queue. And I'm thinking that probably this is to do with stopping bots jumping in and ordering loads and loads of consoles, and then everyone being really pissed off. Like, apparently that's what happened with the PS5. That's what's happened with the recent RTX 30 series lines of cards that have been released. So I'm in the queue 50 minutes. I'm like 14 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'll have a quick game on the Apex Legends. Tends to last about 15 minutes if you don't die straight away. So jump into a game, and I can't remember how the game went, but I was more than 15 minutes. The 15 minutes had gone, and I was like, oh, I didn't check them. So the queue had gone through, so I was now in the next stage of the ordering the monthly subscription for the Xbox Series X. So I click through a couple of loops, go to order it, and it comes up with a question. It says, have you been part of this program before? Basically, I think they've had this paying monthly for your console for must have had it for a number of months. I didn't really pay much attention to it because I've already had a 1X for over a year, so they must have had something like this running before. Now, of course, I hadn't been a member before, so I click no, I haven't been this. Next thing that comes up is, oh, sorry, we can't carry on with this purchase. You need to go in store to game. I sort of looked and I thought, oh, that's great, that is. So in the middle of a pandemic, you can't let me pre-order this console on a monthly pay-by-pay basis without me going into store. Oh, great job. And plus, you made me wait in the queue to find that out. So I was pretty pissed off by this at the point. Although, I was only pissed off because I've just thought, well, how bloody stupid of an idea that was. To how many other hundreds or maybe thousands of people who really, really wanted a Series X on launch day have had the same problem that I encountered. So that was my experience of the pre-order of the Xbox Series X. So I'm not too bothered. Obviously, I'm not going to get one for launch, which is a bit of a disappointment, but it's not bothering me too much. I'm happy enough with the PS5 for now, and maybe Series X in the future. Again, I think what I will do is look at maybe when my Game Pass is going to run out, then maybe popping along to a game store. Hopefully things have settled down amongst the viral world by then. But of course, then I was looking, as you do on the tubes, looking at what other people were putting up, and because Microsoft had a week in advance off PlayStation to get this right. And it turns out that people were even having really big problems on Microsoft's own store where they sell the consoles. So that's not really a good look, is it? I can understand the PS5 because it's got 110 million install base already. The Xbox is still struggling over just over 40 million. So they're not going to have that massive, well, you know, they've only got about a third of the number of people that are going to go wanting the next product. So let's just say, for instance, 5 million people want a PlayStation 5. Well, maybe only about 2 million people want to be pre-ordering a Series X. So there should not have been, and it's not just the Series X either. There's the Series S, so they've got 2 console SKUs. They've got a cheaper one, more expensive one. Now, I didn't bother looking at the if I could have got a Series XS or not, but I remember when I looked at 3 o'clock on Amazon, the Series S was still available, but the Series X had sold out, so I forgot to put that in earlier. So obviously that wasn't selling quite as well as the X was, but of course, you know, if you're a serious gamer and you really want the next gen console, I'm guessing you're looking at the Series X, really. You know, you want the power of those 12 T-flops, don't you? And who doesn't? I won't be getting them. I'll be struggling along on my 10.28 T-flop PS5, which, sorry, I just hit the mic, I didn't mean to, which I'll be more than happy of. But I just thought I'd share that with you. That's my little story of the so-called debacles of the pre-orders. Now, I hope that if you're watching this, you managed to get whatever console you wanted to pre-order and it's all out, all pre-ordered. And if you didn't, then I wouldn't worry too much, because I think there's probably going to be a second line of stock going probably towards the end of October, November. But also, you can guarantee that people who've pre-ordered it who aren't in a financial position to actually pay for what they've ordered, especially from places like Amazon. People do it all the time, because when you pre-order from Amazon, what they do is they don't charge you straight away. They only charge you when they send it to you. So the £460 or £450, whatever it was for the PlayStation 5, that won't come out of your account until probably the 11th or 10th or 11th of November. It's due to release on the 12th. Is it 12th or something? I can't remember. They've messed that up, haven't they? I think we're the week later, aren't we? So we're the 19th. I think we're the 19th. The USA is first with they got a week in hand. Ironically, how the hell does Brazil get theirs before the UK? I mean, it's well known that Brazil charge about 3 times more for their consoles, so maybe that has something to do with it. You know, you're probably looking at over £1,000 for a PlayStation 5 in Brazil. There's something to do with tax, taxing. I don't know if it's still the same. But I remember PS4 and Xbox One prices. I remember that was a big YouTube blowout 7-8 years ago. Anyway, thank you for my view. So this is just really more of a test of my sort of slightly new stream setup ready. I'll hopefully get some backgrounds somewhere in here with the Cheapskate Gaming News and Tech logo, which I've got to make myself because I'm cheap. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to get someone to pay someone to do it for me. We've got to learn this shit ourselves. Transitions and backgrounds and all that palaver. And of course, I've never used OBS before, but this seems a fairly good piece of software. Got a new webcam which I got to do a review of. That'll be interesting. Apparently 60 FPS. 1080p. The box that it came in says it's not. That's a bit of a weird story. Anyway, thank you for the watch. You're all beautiful peoples, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.